At 13 months, we night weaned Aaliyah. If you don't know, typically if you're like exclusively breastfeeding and co-sleeping, you don't get your period back. Well, we want to try for more kids. So we decided to night wean because we want more. Exactly 30 days later, I got my period, which was insane. And so I've kind of been tracking. I'm like, oh, no, I'll be like here. I kept taking pregnancy tests and they were negative. So today, I don't know why, I'm on day like 45 of my cycle. And I was like, I keep taking these pregnancy tests and I keep being negative. Today I took it and it was positive. I thought my cycle was just off because I was still breastfeeding. I called my sister immediately because I want to surprise Seth. She has a few good shots of my face because I was about to get in the shower just freaking out. So now I'm trying to figure out how I can surprise him. So I'm thinking I'm gonna set up my phone right here, like this. And then I'm gonna have Aaliyah walk over and hand him the pregnancy test. I might also go to Target and see if I can find like a big sister shirt. So I had a few really clever ideas. Then he had to stay at work. He should have been home like an hour ago. But then I thought maybe I'll pretend like I'm making a TikTok. I'll do like a 70s this and then I grab the test from my pocket and hand it to him. But if he's gonna get home late, he is gonna be so grumpy about it. So I'm gonna see if I can get him to do it. We'll see what happens. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I talk about motherhood, I talk about pregnancy, we do things a little granola, a little natural. I'm also on Instagram. I just started a podcast. All of it is Hey Shayla. I have some exciting news to announce today. So I have an 18-month-old daughter, and I don't ever know how to like say this, so I'll just show you. Well, bam! I'm pregnant with baby number 2. My body like holds babies. I have a long torso, it's wide hips, and it just holds babies. First, I'm gonna tell you about the finding out, and then I'm gonna share with you when I told Seth. This has been so hard. As somebody who's like on social media, just being like, this is what's going on with me today, to not be able to talk about being pregnant has been so difficult. Like anybody in the first trimester, this is a challenge because you're like, I feel like dog poop. And I'm just not gonna tell my coworkers why. It's so frustrating. And as somebody who's had 2 miscarriages, I process things better when I can talk about them. So I'm like, why wouldn't I tell the people around me? And then if I have a miscarriage, those people understand and they're supportive of it. But news like this is also someone else's news. So Seth was like, I don't really want to talk about it yet. And I was like, okay. Getting a little winded here. Woof. Pregnancy with your first trimester? What? What am I trying to say? Your first trimester with your first pregnancy is way different than your first trimester with your second pregnancy, because now you have a toddler to take care of. We didn't do a lot of screen time. I was like the mom that was like, no, we do screen time if I like need to get an email out, cook dinner. I can justify to myself why you're watching this. She now knows how to say Moana, Bluey, Cocomelon, because that was my survival. I felt so ill some days that I couldn't do anything. The babysitters would come over and I'd be like, please just take her outside, go to the park, like help her burn some energy because all we've been doing is watching movies. I also had 0 motivation. 0. And as somebody that's like constantly doing things and constantly trying to create things and like make podcasts and videos and Instagram stories and posts and all these things, I don't want to do any of it. Nope. So I was kind of quiet for a while because I was just ill. If you've ever been pregnant after a miscarriage, you're just like kind of in denial for a while. You're just like, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. Not gonna get excited, not gonna get discouraged, just gonna let it progress. Plus, your second pregnancy, you just don't have time to think about it. With my daughter, I was on the app 3 times a week, even though the fruit size didn't change at all. And now I'm like, how far along am I? I had to write like all the weeks on the calendar so I could keep track of it, because you're just so busy that you cannot focus on it. We found out something very interesting in our ultrasound. I'm gonna make a whole video on it, so I'm not gonna talk about it here. I did talk about it in my podcast. If you're interested, it'll be there. Otherwise, a video is coming about it soon. Seth and I had to decide, do we want to know the gender? With our daughter, I was like, how do people not find out? How do they just wait 9 months? And it wasn't even about like buying girl things or boyfriend. It was just like knowing. And I remember talking to my grandma when I was little. She goes, oh, when I was having babies, we didn't know boy or girl. I didn't even know I was having twins. Can you imagine having a baby and then them being like, oh, actually there's another one in here, just a second. This time, I didn't realize how much I wanted a girl until I had a girl. And so now I'm like, if we have another girl, that's great. If we have a boy, that's great. And surprisingly, to me, Seth was like, really? You don't want to know? I'm like, no, I think it'd be a really awesome surprise. So we did the panorama test with my daughter to find out gender. So we're like, okay, let's do the it's like I think it's a genetic test, but I don't want to find out gender. So I went in for all my blood draws, and I'm like, they never asked me if I wanted to know gender or not. I don't want to know. If somebody knows, like if it's somewhere on some document that I can call someone and access, I will not make it to the end. I had 2 friends that were like, oh yeah, that happened to my friend. They didn't want to know, and then it's just if you keep scrolling down, it's at the bottom of the test. What? All right, Seth, you got your wish. We're gonna find out what the gender is. And as I'm saying this, I mean sex. I mean the sex of the baby. And then I started to get excited. Because we're so detached from this pregnancy, because we have this toddler running around, it might be cool to be like, baby boy, baby girl, and just to be able to connect. This time around too, my hormones have been insane. I will be sobbing. Everything is wrong, but like nothing specific is wrong. Maybe knowing the gender will help me to connect a little bit and kind of alleviate some of that. So I wrap my mind around finding out. Then I go to my doctor's appointment and she goes, oh, did you want to do the panorama test? I was like, oh, we just did it 2 weeks ago. I'm actually just waiting for the results. They should be in, I think, today. It doesn't look like you did the panorama test. What? She's like, yeah, do you want to do that? I was like, yeah, I want to do that. She goes, do you want to know gender? I didn't want to know. If you had asked me the first time, I would have said no, but now I've kind of come to terms with knowing and I'm kind of excited about it. I guess I'll know. I guess I'll find out. And she's like, oh, I didn't find out with my 2 kids, and it's honestly pretty magical. Okay, I just said I wanted to know, so why are you telling me that? But last time Seth and I didn't share it. We just kept it to ourselves, and that might be what we do this time. I have a girl name, locked and loaded. Boy names, way harder. So if you want to suggest some below, I would love that, because I've got nothing. So when I took this pregnancy test and it's positive, it's like 2 p.m. I called my sister. I was about to hop in the shower. And so I'm like naked. She's taking screenshots of my face because I'm just in complete shock, because I thought it was over. I thought we had missed this month and we were waiting for the next month. And then all of a sudden I was pregnant. I was like, oh my God. Ooh, how am I going to tell Seth? Because I did this super cute video. We got 2 likes. What do you think, Seth? What? I'll link that up here. Of all the nights that you're going to be late, the day that I have some really huge news to tell you, this is the day. Okay. I came up with this most ridiculous, I'm gonna do a dance and then you have to copy me. There isn't even any music or anything. Are you kidding me? Can't you do a TikTok by yourself? He rounded it up quite well. Nice.
Are you kidding me? What?
You were late and I couldn't even, I don't even know if I'm actually ready. You're like, I'm gonna be late for work today. I was like, are you kidding me?
Holy what?
I know.
This is so dope. Holy Holy
This baby is due a week before AJ's 2nd birthday. So they're going to be almost exactly 2 weeks apart. I love that my babies are not born in the beginning of the winter. There's pros and cons. The pro is that you kind of just get to hibernate all winter with your baby, and then as they start getting active, you can go outside. The con is that it's flu season and cold season. I'm glad that they're born after all of that. We've got a lot of content coming up because I've got weeks and weeks of information that I need to share with you. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, the shadow's waving. Look at the shadow. Look. Hi, Leah.